Hello YouTube, it is me, Raina, and I am back. Well, as you can see in the title, I'm going to talk about The Flash. And I'm probably not going to say any spoilers that happen in the movie, considering I have not seen it. But we all know the box office outcome, and all I have to ask is, was it all worth it? At the end of the day, was it worth it? Was it worth protecting a known attacker, abuser, someone who's been alleged of grooming and keeping people hostage? I mean, it's confirmed that Ezra Miller was, physically attacking people in Hawaii. It's just been a catastrophe since last year. And if you have not seen my previous video on The Flash, I did 11 months ago. And basically everything I said has come to fruition. And the box office is saying it right now, 55 million for a domestic opening. And I'm going to put the article from Variety about this so you can get more detail of the breakdown of, how this is not good for Warner Brothers and not good for this movie in particular. And I'm going to give my reasons why this didn't work. Number one, of course, being Ezra Miller. Like I just said, through all the stuff that they did last year in Hawaii, and of course the robberies, the allegations of them keeping people hostage, the allegations of grooming, I knew people were not going to forget about this. If we were set in a pre-social media age, then maybe. But social media, as we all know, regurgitates over and over and over again. People do not forget, okay? Social media, we see stuff over and over again on Twitter, on any website, it doesn't matter. Everybody got the internet on their phone. Everyone's looking at everything. We will not forget. And everything that Ezra has done is their fault. Actions have consequences. We as a movie audience decide what we're going to see, what we're going to pay for, and everything. Going to the movies nowadays are not as affordable as they used to be. As a matter of fact, there have been low ticket sales for movies even pre-pandemic, and post-pandemic even more. And so if people did not want to see this movie because of Ezra Miller's actions, then they are allowed to. If unfortunately some of these characters that were introduced in this movie for the first time don't get to continue on, you can blame it on them because they are the star of the movie. They have the responsibility for themselves and for, their actions, and the responsibility to lead this movie to basically be a decent person, and they couldn't do it, and that resulted in this low box office. And another thing that hindered this movie was the long production hell to get this movie made. Ezra Miller was cast as Barry Allen after the first episode of the TV show The Flash. Okay, Grant Gustin was cast as The Flash in 2013 when he appeared on Arrow, and then the TV show came out in 2014. And it became the number one TV show on the CW, I think at least for 5 or 6 seasons straight. And during that time, The Flash the movie The Flash has had a rotating door of writers and directors coming in and out. They could not decide on what to do with this. And I remember being disappointed that Ezra Miller was playing Barry Allen, because I'm thinking well, they already have him on TV, and what they're pitching for this Flash movie that was the first one, about his mom dying, his dad being wrongfully accused, that's what they were doing in the first season of the Flash TV show. I'm like, well, I'm already watching it for free on TV. Why would I want to see the same? I mean, yes, it's going to have a bigger budget, more special effects or whatever, but the bones of the story are still the same. And, and I'm going to be more invested in the TV show because, once again, you watch it for free on TV week after week. So why would I waste money on a $7, $13 ticket or whatever to see a movie about the same exact thing? And so they decided to do Flashpoint, which is not a type of movie you do for a first Flash movie. The only reason why they're doing it is to erase the Snyderverse and to reboot the DCU so they can start all over again and continue on from scratch. They're not doing it for character motivation. They're not doing it for storytelling. They're doing it to wipe their hands clean. And some people I've seen enjoyed it, some haven't. I mean, the critic score is low considering how much hype has been. Speaking of hype, they've been showing this movie over and over and over again before releasing. I have never seen a studio push a movie so hard to be seen by people over and over again. And the movie wasn't even finished. Like, the special effects weren't finished. There were scenes that are there that are not in the theatrical cut. Like, it's a different movie, so you can't really judge it. And the last time this has happened was with Scott Pilgrim back in 2010 when they showed that movie to a Comic-Con audience. The movie did not do well when it officially came out in theaters because the audience that has already seen it already saw it at Comic-Con, and they probably told people about spoilers and everything, and that ruined the chance of having a potential Scott Pilgrim, universe or, sequels in movie theaters. And so with here, the same thing happened with The Flash. They kept showing it, overhyping it to basically try to, sell a different way, considering they would not be able to do a normal junket with Ezra Miller, considering all the controversies and allegations they had against them. So you had to drum up some everything else. And the fact that they officially, were going to release it and basically ignore all the controversy surrounding Ezra Miller was a really bad decision. I bet you they are like, we should have did Batgirl. That decision to cancel Batgirl is continuously biting them in the butt over and over and over and over again. Okay? Like, that thing is just, is hitting, because now it's like, I bet you would have did Batgirl now. Okay? Like, it's funny to me how that decision ages like milk with every poor decision that Warner Brothers Discovery has made when it comes to these movies, especially The Flash, because they were banking on this movie to at least make $1 billion. Okay, with all the cameos, all the callbacks, and the nostalgia bait that they put in this movie, and the marketing of showing this movie 11 times before it opened, and all that stuff, trying to get celebrities to talk about it, to put a good word of mouth. People were not buying it. And plus, this summer movie season is a very tough season. You got The Little Mermaid, Transformers, The Fast and the Furious, Barbie is coming out in 2 weeks, and plus, a major plus, is Spider-Verse. Spider-Verse, if you have not seen my movie review for that, go watch the video before this. It's fantastic. I mean, people are clamoring to see the sequel, because a lot of us, including me, did not see the first one because we didn't know what we were going to get. But then people have been watching it on streaming for the past couple of years because it's such an amazing movie. And then coming to see this on the big screen, oh my God. People are clamoring to see that movie over and over and over and over again. Okay? There's no way The Flash is going to have a really big drop off in its second weekend. It might be Ant-Man's drop off, considering how big of a drop off that movie got earlier this year. But yeah, this is, I won't say it's not a surprise, but it's kind of a surprise. I thought that they could have probably did a great first weekend and then kind of held steady, but now it's not looking like that at all. It really shows the failure of this version of the universe, and it really shows how Hollywood still protects predators and protects abusers, and it gives credence to the movement that was going on the past couple of years till now when it comes to how horrible this industry is at protecting horrible people, and they will continue to, unfortunately, even if it means them losing money. Well, I hope this hit them where it hurts, their wallets. So what do you think about this whole situation about the Flash's box office? Leave your comments down below, and bye YouTube.